Sawadee Kap, I'm JP Mestanza. It's February 5th. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by... The European Union has temporarily blocked all vaccine exports out of Europe, which means next month's Astrazeneca vaccine shipment that were supposed to be produced in Italy, they're now going to be manufactured in Asia. The decision by the EU took place earlier this week to protect their own vaccine supplies. Thailand bought 61 million doses from British-Swedish pharmaceutical giant Astrazeneca, enough to inoculate half the population by year's end, according to the kingdom's plan. AstraZeneca is the only vaccine maker to have been approved by the Thai FDA to import vaccines. The first 200,000 of the 61 million were supposed to be sent this month from their plant in Italy, with the rest of the vaccine doses produced here in Thailand through Siam Bioscience. However, while the first 50,000 are already on their way to Thailand right now, it looks as though the company is now scrambling to find another plant in Asia to manufacture the remaining 150,000 doses and get all the permits and licenses in place for import and export. Siam Bioscience isn't expected to produce the vaccine until later this year, and it's unclear when, although a timeline of about June was given a few weeks ago. For more, visit thephuket.com. On to tourism news now, as Thai PBS reported that the TAT governor introduced a possible vaccine passport that would allow people to skip the 2-week quarantine upon landing in Thailand if they're already vaccinated. The plan is one of several proposed to attract 5 to 10 million tourists to Thailand by the end of the year. Thailand will heavily lean on fellow ASEAN or Southeast Asian countries, pushing for regional pass for tourists all throughout once restrictions and standards are met. TAT Governor Yuta Saksuperson said they expect foreign tourists to come back to Thailand by the third quarter of this year. Meanwhile, the TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice Awards have been revealed, and in the 15th most popular destinations, both Bangkok and Phuket are listed. The results show where people visited last year while travel was still open, as well as where they dreamed of going while the pandemic kept them stuck at home. The most popular destination on the list, it's Bali, rising from number 4 last year to dethrone London, which is now number 2. Bangkok is 8th, while Phuket is 14th. The news comes days after more than a dozen business groups, including the Phuket Chamber of Commerce and the Phuket Tourist Association, announced plans to pool funds to vaccinate 70% of the island's population above 18 without waiting for a government rollout, hoping to lift the mandatory 14-day quarantine for tourists to Phuket and allow visitors to come to the island by October at the earliest. For more on these and other stories, visit thephuket.com. Police are looking to question a man who punched his 8-month pregnant boss in the face and attempted to kick her after she told him he had failed his job probation yesterday. The attack took place at the Best Express Courier office in Chalong after the 23-year-old pregnant office manager filed a complaint with police and showed CCTV footage of what happened. She had called the 30-year-old, now former employee, at about 11 a.m. informing him that he no longer had a job. A few hours later, he came into the office and struck her, punching her in the face, while his family was waiting in the car outside and other staff had to drag him away. The now former employee has been summoned by police. Phuket Extra will be right back after this. Welcome back to Phuket Extra. A major gambling operation was busted, and it was operating out of a converted shipping container, a couple of them, near the Cambodian border in a little village there, and 34 people were arrested. The gambling operation included 4 websites that took bets, mostly on football, from Thailand and neighboring countries, with over 1 billion baht in bets in circulation, over $33 million. It was 17 men and 17 women who were detained, and police seized 69 computers. It comes just a day after the Crime Suppression Division of the police arrested 27 people over online gambling, including well-known gambling celebrity 29-year-old Siapo Po Anon, known mostly as Siapo, who was picked up yesterday at his house in Bangkok. Siapo has over 1.6 million Facebook followers and was well known for often giving away money that he had won gambling. Just last August, he was given an invitation to advise on a panel in the House of Representatives over whether Thailand could legalize gambling and how they could do it if they'd wanted to. This idea was actually floated out by the Prime Minister himself just last month as a way to combat rising COVID-19 outbreaks, since many were tied to illegal gambling dens in several provinces. It got so bad, the provincial police chiefs of Chonburi, Rayong, and Chantaburi were canned in lieu of an investigation. Today's online gambling bust in the border village near Cambodia will see all 34 people charged with colluding and operating online gambling. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Jeff Phai, Bangkok street food queen, has been awarded the Icon Award in this year's Culinary Awards listing of Asia's 50 best restaurants. The award show will take place on March 25, but the organization is revealing the standalone winners, including the prestigious Icon Award to Jeff Phai, the owner of the hawker shop house of the same name. The 76-year-old chef, real name Supina Junsuta, has been behind the stove at the restaurant for 40 years. She already won a Michelin star in 2018, the first Thai street food vendor to do so. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Thailand confirmed 586 new COVID-19 cases today, raising the total for the nation to 22,644 since the outbreak began. 68% of total patients have recovered. The death toll is still 79. There have been over 18,000 COVID-19 cases in Thailand since December 15th. Thank you so much for joining us here on Phuket Extra today, brought to you by The Lyrics Below. Join us again on Monday. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
คุณมองเห็นอะไรไหมครับถ้ามองไม่เห็นเดี๋ยวเราจะย้อนภาพให้ดูทีละมุมถ้ามองจากรถที่อยู่ด้านหน้าคุณจะเห็นชายขี่มอเตอร์ไซค์ตามมาด้วยความเร็วปกติถ้ามองจากคนที่นั่งอยู่ข้างทางคุณจะเห็นชายขี่มอเตอร์ไซค์ผ่านไปด้วยความเร็วปกติแต่ถ้ามองจากคนที่ขับรถตามหลังมอเตอร์ไซค์คันนี้มันติดไม่มีไฟท้ายก็เหมือนไม่มีคุณอยู่บนถนนตรวจสอบไฟท้ายให้ใช้งานได้อยู่เสมอ